folks, it's Jeff here. Just a quick reminder, if you're loving Disney Coast to Coast, there are a couple of easy ways that you can support the show. We'd love it if you could rate and review us on iTunes, or wherever you listen to the show. This is a simple way to help other Disney fans find us. Also, go ahead and share your favorite episodes on social media and be sure to tag us. You can find all of our social media information at DisneyCoastToCoast.com. And finally, I just want to say thank you to all of you who listen every week. Your support is very appreciated, and we love that you're enjoying our Disney geekiness. Now on with the show.
Do you dream of fairies and princesses? Then you've come to the right place. Welcome to Disney Coast to Coast.
Hey folks, and welcome to Disney Coast to Coast, the ultimate unofficial Disney fan podcast. I'm Jeff DePaoli.
And I'm Peter Pan.
Peter Pan? How did we get you on the show?
Oh yeah, it's Tracy Hines. Sorry, I forgot.
Oh, Tracy's here.
Forgot my own name.
That means we're here for some Princess Pondering, of course. But before we go any further, I do want to mention, yes, this is a different location. We are in Tracy's home.
No, we're not.
Oh, we're in a Princess Kingdom.
We're in Helvetica's, set.
Okay, there we go. Helvetica's set.
We're in a hipster mermaid set.
There we go. So that's the change of scenery here for Princess Pondering.
You are welcome.
Yeah, and if you look behind us, there's a lot of fun little princess things. So before you leave a comment, where are you? That's where we are.
Yes.
And I do want to say, before we get to Princess Pondering, we have to go on a little trip report.
Travel along with us in today's Disney Trip Report.
So Tracy, you went on a Walt Disney World excursion, which had been quite a few years for you, yes?
Yes, I was super, super excited to finally go back. It had been many years since I'd been, and so we went and tried to do a lot of the new things that we hadn't done yet, or things that were, brand new, like all the Avatar stuff, Pandora.
You did Pandora.
Yes, so when we ate in Pandora, the food was amazing. I'm still craving it now. It's kind of bad. I'm like, dang it, I can't get that food. And I went on Flight of Passage.
Is it as amazing as people say? I'm doing it next month.
You haven't done it yet?
No, I have not done it yet.
It's amazing.
I'm going early October, so.
It was
really?
It was really cool. Yeah, it's so weird because when you walk in, you don't expect like what it's gonna be.
Yeah.
I feel like when you get on the ride vehicle or whatever you call the simulator, it's like it's just so trippy how they put you in. You're in the ride. Like, you're not experiencing a flight simulator. I don't know. Yeah, you just got to do it. I don't know how to explain it. You just got to do it.
Okay. So Pandora was a big high point for you. What else did you do that was like, bam? Or what's the thing you have to do every time you go? Is there a certain ride that you're like, I'm at Walt Disney World? Like, for me, it's Carousel of Progress. You
shouldn't ask me that on a Disney podcast because I spend a lot of time going to another theme park.
Harry Potter? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's honestly, that's where I spend a lot of my time.
Okay. Well.
But I got to go on the new Frozen ride.
Oh, yeah? What'd you think of that?
And I was so excited. I loved it.
Yeah?
I was actually, I was curious. I didn't know what I would think about it. I've heard a lot of things. But, oh my gosh, when Marshmallow I was so excited to see Marshmallow, and the animatronics are phenomenal.
Yes.
It's just so good. It's just so fun. And I don't know, it works so well with the layout of the ride. Mm-hmm. How, have you?
I did it, yeah.
Yeah, so when Elsa, kind of, when you go backwards, it's so cool. So yeah, I love that.
I always loved Maelstrom's ride system. Mm-hmm. So as much as I wanted, I think it's cheap that they didn't basically the same track. I'm like, that's lame. But at the same time, I'm glad we still have that cool ride system in that track because I've always been a fan of it. So I have mixed feelings on that. But
it worked really well.
I thought it worked pretty well. Yeah.
Yeah. And all the little boogers are in there.
Yes.
How do you say them? Snogies?
Snogies, yeah.
Snogies?
You call them boogers.
I could just call them boogers. they're boogers. She's sneezing them out.
All right. Did you happen to see Happily Ever After, the fireworks show at Magic Kingdom?
Oh, yes.
That's one of the things I'm most excited to see.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I should have brought that up first. Yeah, life-changing.
Yeah. Had you seen video of it?
No.
Okay.
Well, and I feel like that's kind of the type of thing that if you see it in video form, it's just not the
I agree.
same.
Normally, I typically agree with you on that. The reason I watch all this stuff is because I have a Disney podcast, so I have to report on it immediately. But normally, I agree. It's one of those things I would have waited to see live. But I did see video, but it has me very excited to see it live. Like, it looks great. So.
I will say, because I've always loved our projections on the castle.
Yeah.
And I always cry, and when I watch our what's it called, the one where Mickey and Walt at the end, that one.
Disneyland Forever Fireworks.
Disneyland Forever. That's like my favorite. And when I saw this one, I was just so blown away by the technology, and I feel like it's so much more advanced over there. I don't know what it is.
Well, I mean, they've got a much better projection surface as far as castle is concerned.
Yeah, I guess that's what it is. Yeah,
and it's
the colors are so vibrant, and it feels like it doesn't feel like you're watching a projection.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the first time I saw a projection show on that castle, my mind was blown. I always love it when they do things that make it look like the castle is moving. So
it's
whether
so
they make the
trippy.
castle a deck of cards and it looks like it's fallen apart, or if it looks like it's rocketing off into the sky. I'm always impressed by creating motion through the projections.
Well, and the characters look like they're there, standing on the ledges and through the windows, and it's just like Maleficent's like really there, Yeah, it's so cool.
Did you ride the Carousel of Progress?
No.
Oh, come on. She didn't even go to Walt Disney World then, folks. I mean,
I'm sorry.
That's a must.
Why?
Because it's like the greatest ride ever.
I've been on it before.
Then that's a must do.
Wait. Have
There's
I been
a great big beautiful tomorrow.
No, I've never been on it.
Oh my goodness.
No, but I did. But okay. We went on Ellen's Energy Adventure.
All right.
We were the last ride.
Oh, so it broke down on you.
Second to last ride.
Okay.
We were the second to last. So we were the last.
You were the last full ride.
Ride.
Yeah.
And it was my first and last time going on it.
Okay.
And what was
Unique
the other ride?
Right? The Great Movie
It
Ride.
was fun.
Yeah, it's really unique.
I wanted more dinosaurs. I was like, dinosaurs.
Yeah. And did you do the Great Movie Ride?
Yes. Yeah, that was the other one. So we went on the last day.
Oh, cool.
So, and we didn't plan this at all with our trip, but we just lucked out that
So they've had the largest crowds in years to experience two old attractions.
No, it wasn't bad.
Was it not that
No,
busy?
it wasn't.
Oh, I thought it would be busy since it was the last
We
day.
also were with our friends though, who they're like ninjas. They're so good at knowing what times to go where and where, shout out to Crystal and Andrew. You guys are the best. But
shout out.
Yeah, they were amazing. They kind of helped us out with trip planning and all that stuff. So
cool.
They kind of know, we trust them.
Awesome. Well, I'm so happy you finally got to go because I know it was happening and then fell through a couple of times. So yay. You got to Walt Disney World.
And I was sick the whole time, but I didn't
Doesn't
even
even
care.
matter.
I was so happy.
Magic fixes that, so it's all good.
Yeah, and I tried a Disney Bound, but it was like 100 degrees.
Yes.
So I
Less
just
fun.
melted.
Less fun in the humidity.
Yeah, so I'm keeping Disney Bounding for Disneyland.
Cool. Anything else you want to add before we ponder some princesses?
I mean, I love you, Orlando. I
Orlando, I love you, Orlando. You know that song?
No.
That's from Book of Mormon.
Oh.
With SeaWorld and Disney and putt-putt golfing.
I need to see it. I've never seen it.
Or at least listen to it. I'll
okay.
play it for you. Anyway, let's get to it, folks.
Welcome to Princess Pondering.
Okay, Tracy, let's get down to business, shall we? You see what I did there? Stupid. We're talking about Mulan today.
We're so shameless.
Yes. We're talking about Mulan, which is, an official Disney princess.
Yay!
Now, I will say the first time I ever watched Mulan, I was probably a teenager. I think maybe a little older. And it was because I had a Walt Disney World vacation coming up. And I was kind of at that age where, you kind of stop watching the Disney princess movies or just the Disney animated films. They're not
What age is this?
For me, anyway, a guy in his, teens. It's not a priority at the point.
I understand.
So I wasn't caught up.
In theory, I understand.
I hadn't been caught up at that point, and I remember getting ready for a Walt Disney World vacation and being like, you know what, I don't want to be that guy, because I know a lot of these people who go to the parks and I know of The Little Mermaid, but I don't, the song means nothing to me or whatever, so I don't want to be that person. So I want to know the current stuff. So the night before I flew to Orlando, I watched Mulan for the first time, and I just remember being like, wow, this is way better than I ever expected it to be.
Yeah, that's so weird. So you didn't watch it when it came out?
No, I never saw it on the big screen.
I don't
Because what year is it? 90... I don't even know.
What year?
8? 98?
Know.
That would be my guess. Somebody will comment below and let us know.
Yeah, I don't really have a super solid memory of the first time I saw Mulan. I remember being surrounded by it when it came out, and I remember being excited. For me, I'm a broken record, but Reflection, it's the music.
Yeah.
But Reflection was, I feel like I heard the song before I saw the movie. Did they release a song before?
Christina Aguilera one?
Yes, and that's what got me hooked on her, because she's one of my favorite artists, and so, that was kind of her big debut, and so I really associate Mulan a lot with that time in my life where I was kind of getting more so into like top 40 pop music and who was on the radio then, and that kind of stuff. So yeah, and I feel like I don't know, it was a busy time too in my life in high school, and I think I was in high school, and you're super swamped with all the things you're doing there. So I know I loved it and stuff, but I wasn't as in it as like my younger Disney movie attachments,
I feel like I remember Christina Aguilera performing the song on the Rosie O'Donnell show, which I was obsessed with.
I love that show.
And I feel like that was kind of, oh my God, don't even get me going. I could do, if the Rosie O'Donnell show were Disney, by the way, she did shoot several weeks worth of episodes at Walt Disney World, so maybe that needs to be an episode in the future. Just putting that out there. If you want to hear that, leave a comment below.
Yeah, I remember that.
If you have something nasty to say about it, don't leave a comment below, please. But
let's be nice.
Yeah, no, I was obsessed with that show. But I do feel like maybe that was actually my real introduction to just the movie as a concept. Might have been on there, so. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, but in any case, let's talk about some of our favorite moments in the film. Not the music, of course, we'll get to that. But are there any like little moments
just doesn't want me to talk about music,
I just
guys.
like to keep the music favorite stuff
Jeff
for a little later.
hates music.
That is beyond
Jeff hates
false.
Disney music.
Yes, let's just put that out there. Let's just put that up. No, anything that's stuck out to you? Any moments about Mulan that were like, yay, cool?
There's a few. I really love the matchmaker sequence.
Yes.
It's super, super cute.
With the goatee.
With the goatee,
Yes.
yeah. It's for me, it's like painful to watch, because you love Mulan, you immediately love her.
Yeah.
And you feel attached to her and you feel for her. Can I just say something about Mulan?
Let's hear.
I was rewatching this movie, and I don't think it hit me the first time that I watched it, just how set up for failure she is by everyone in her life. Like, they're always talking, not everyone, but there's certain, the characters around her, they're the reason she's always getting in trouble. Like, if you watch her, she's very poised.
Okay.
She's got it together. She knows what's up. And yeah, she's writing some notes on her wrist to like remember her.
Cheat. Let's just use the word cheat.
She has bigger fish to fry, but she is so great. And then, her cute little grandma gives her this cricket. Then the cricket causes all the upset. It's not her fault. She's just trying to save the matchmaker. And then later down the road, you got Mushu, who's screwing everything up for her all the time. And like, really, if you look, all of her like failures, when it's like, she doesn't fit in, it's not her fault. None of it's her fault. That's very frustrating for me in movies.
It's a lesson in life.
It is a lesson in life.
Life isn't fair, man. That's what it comes down to. But I will say, rewatching this recently in preparation, I didn't remember the cricket at all. Like,
really? Wait, does it have a name though?
I don't think so.
Because I thought it was like Cricky or something, but he just calls it all different things.
Let's just call it Jiminy.
A lucky bug.
Jiminy. No, I don't remember that character at all. Grandmother, performed by June Foray, who recently passed away at, how old was she? 90-something.
Yeah.
But she is a classic animation voiceover artist from like Rocky Bullwinkle days to far beyond that.
The mermaids in Peter Pan?
Peter Pan, yeah.
She's
I believe she's one of the mermaids. Yeah, she's phenomenal.
And lots of other things.
She was the grandmother, and that character just really stuck out to me for that. Like, she was just a great voiceover artist. There are great moments in this. The father praying to the ancestors, and then
in the beginning?
Yeah, and the dog.
Yeah.
The
and
dog,
he's like, I'll go pray some more.
And the dog comes and interrupts, and then he's just like, please help her. I was like, literally laugh out loud. I was like, this is great.
It's so good.
Gotta say though, a lot darker than I remember. I knew it was about war, but like the scene of the draft essentially coming and taking the father away.
It's really emotional.
Yeah.
And when you see him preparing and then he falls, it just, just in your gut. You know it's a cartoon character, but you just feel it. But I mean, it is based on potentially a true story, which we'll get to a little bit later. But I was going to say too, some of the other parts that I like that weren't musical. I love the part when she's taking a bath and she's like, I gotta get clean. You know, I don't remember the line exactly, but she's like, you know, in the river cleaning herself, and then all the guys,
yes.
First it's just the three, and they come in and they're trying to like play around with her, and she's like, oh my gosh, and then she gets out, and what does she say? She says, as long as I have to never see another naked man, or something, and then it's like the entire army naked, just like zooms past her into the water.
It's a good moment. Speaking of the father a little earlier, he's so sweet to her when she comes back from the matchmaker and things went terribly wrong. Like, he was really sweet to her, which I appreciated, because, like, I don't know, Disney dads, like, I just think Triton all the time can be a little jerk. So that was kind of nice.
He learned his lesson.
Yeah. Speaking of the dark nature of the film, this line, oh my God, from the villain character, whose name I'm forgetting. What was the villain's name?
Oh, Sean.
I don't know.
Oh,
Can't even think
I
of
was just watching it last night.
But how many men does it take to deliver a message? One. Kill the other one.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Rough.
Like,
well, and the doll, when he says the line about the doll.
which one's that?
His hawk, or is it a hawk?
Yes.
Yeah, drops that little doll into his hand, and he is talking about going back through the town instead of around. And he said, you know, this little girl's going to be missing her doll, or whatever he says. But basically,
Pure evil.
Yeah, Yeah.
And
his eyes, he's got no
the
whites
eyes
in
are
his
crazy.
Eyes. They're pure black. He looks like possessed, you know?
It's rough stuff.
He's yeah. Is it
his name?
Yeah, it's gonna bug me.
I have
Is
no
it like I gotta go look it up, because I literally was just watching it last night, but my brain is just yeah, he's creepy.
There is so one of my favorite actors of all time is a voice in this, Harvey Fierstein. You know Harvey Fierstein?
Yeah.
Harvey Fierstein, the man with the voice.
Yes.
Him. Who most people know from Mrs. Doubtfire. He plays Robin Williams' brother.
That was a good.
Used to make him. You like my Harvey?
Yeah, I like it.
Thank you. But he has that line. He goes, "Does this dress make me look fat?" And which is great, because if you know Harvey Fierstein, he's like a cross-dresser in real life, and he created the role of Edna Turnblad on Broadway in Hairspray. So. And so, yeah, that cracked me up. I just love Harvey Fierstein. Can't get enough of Harvey. Now let's get to your favorite part, the music of the film, of course.
Wait, there's music in
There is definitely music in this. And I might argue one of the catchiest Disney tunes of all time is in this movie.
It's so good.
I'll Make a Man Out of You. I know it's not necessarily the first song, but everybody thinks Reflection when it comes to this, but I'll Make a Man Out of You is one of the catchiest Disney songs ever. If that plays for 5 seconds, that is stuck in my head the rest of the day. I'm going to be singing it the rest of the day simply because we're talking about it right now. I hope all of you are too, listening and watching. Now it's stuck in your head. You're welcome.
Yep. And it's one of those songs that you're almost guaranteed, if you start singing it, everyone around you will start singing it.
Yeah. Even people who don't know the movie.
Yeah.
Like, quite literally, I've done this, and people just like, They'll know it. They'll at least know the melody, and it's so interesting to me. Now, the music in this was not written by Alan Menken.
It was
which
not.
Most people assume. And now, what are the names? The folks who wrote the music for this, composer Matthew Wilder and lyricist David Zippel. So Disney I was a little surprised to find this out. I kind of just assumed it was Menken, and then I was like, you know what? When I've seen him in concert and stuff, he never mentions or sings Mulan, so I guess it makes sense. But it still has that Disney sound to it.
It's super. I love the music of Mulan. To me, it doesn't feel like Menken.
Okay.
I don't think, and I don't know. Like, maybe I really, really do play favorites with Disney, but Mulan, I love Mulan. I love her as a character. I didn't attach to this movie. And again, I also think it's like when you're a little bit older, you're busy, you're doing all this stuff in high school or whatever. I very much attached to certain movies when I was a kid. And so if I were younger when this came out, maybe I would be as nostalgic for Mulan as I am for the others. But I'm not as nostalgic for Mulan. And I kind of think it's because it's not a Menken musical.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But Reflection, is that like...
I do love Reflection.
Yeah.
It's not my favorite, but I really do love it. I love the pop version, though.
I was going to say, this is one of the rare instances where I think I actually like the pop version more than the version in the film, which is very unlike me. But I don't know. It's a little too sweet in the movie.
Yeah. I just like that the pop version has more. There's
Yes.
a lot more there, as the pop versions usually do. The Disney, the hero heroine version of the song is usually a lot shorter. And I don't know. I really love Christina's vocals. I love her performance, and I love the pop flavor. I love all the riffs and stuff that she does. So I don't know. I've just kind of attached more to that.
During the sequence of reflection in the film, I love the animation of the reflection of Mulan.
It's so
and all of
pretty.
I call them tombstones. They're not tombstones. They're it's in the ancestor temple has these stones. I don't know, remembrance stones or something. And they just reflect her face in all of them, and it's so beautifully animated. I do wonder though if there are hidden messages because it's all written in a different language.
Wow.
I wonder if this says something that maybe.
Oh my gosh. If you guys know, you should leave it in the comments.
Please,
But
if you can translate the the reflection stones or whatever they're
Yeah.
called. But yeah, there is a very, 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 very weird musical moment in this film. And
Alright.
do you have... It was jarring to me.
Wait, that it's just random and weird?
It felt very out of place.
Oh gosh,
Any
I'm trying
idea?
to think of
I was...
what part. Yeah, tell me.
okay, so when she's cutting her hair and preparing to leave...
Oh, that it sounds like Eye of the Tiger or something?
the 80s montage.
Yes, I did think that.
It's
Yep.
electric drums coming. To me, it sounded like Phantom of the Opera orchestrations. It's just weird.
I did notice that. I remember kind of watching it again because I didn't notice it the first time. And I was like, this is a little, this is a little strong.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like the style. The film is very stylized. The music is very stylized. And then this
Yeah.
something does not fit.
Yeah, exactly. And I was watching it with my buddy, and it was kind of funny because we just looked at each other at the same time. Is this for real? This is weird.
It was kind of strange.
felt very, very out of
I'm with you
place.
on that.
But,
I do love that moment, though. It's so iconic.
She's a strong character. She's
I
a really
love-
strong
yeah.
character. I like her.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was jarring is the best way to put it. More jarring than Harvey Firestein's voice even.
Oh my gosh.
I love it. But anything else about the music you want to add before we move on?
I'll make a man out of you.
I'll make a man out of you.
That's my favorite scene in the whole movie.
Yeah.
Because you were saying your favorite scene, not musical. But yeah, that's my favorite. I wait for that scene. When I watch that movie, I'm just like, yes. And then at the end, when she does the thing and she's sitting at the top and you're just like, yes. It's so good.
Now that's Donny Osmond's singing voice for I'll Make a Man Out of You.
So random.
He actually...
But he's so good. He's so great for it.
He got it because he auditioned for Hercules and didn't.
No way.
He auditioned for the singing voice of Hercules, so I Can Go the Distance. Did not get it because he sounded too adult, and then was remembered for Mulan, which, going off on a little bit of a questionable tangent here, because I'm sure we'll get some hate messages, but I find it interesting that this film would not be made this way today.
Yeah, agreed.
Because sticking a white man singing that song,
yeah.
there would
Well,
be
it's
an uproar.
It's another Pocahontas situation
Yeah.
where it's you think they wouldn't make it at all? They would just do it
Oh, they'd
differently.
make it, but it
They
would
do
be an all
differently.
Asian cast.
I don't know if they would make Pocahontas.
yeah,
right?
no, Mulan.
But yeah, they would
yeah.
make Mulan, but it just, I think it,
Yeah.
I think it should be. I love Donny Osmond. I think he did great.
I do too, and I'm not a Donny Osmond fan, but I really like his performance of that song.
It's a great vocal.
Yeah, I like it.
It's strong.
But of course,
It's strong.
of course, the Mulan can be found in the Disney theme parks.
Yes, you can meet her.
Of course, you can
I
meet
love
her.
her. She's so fun.
The thing I love, and I hope you watched some video of it,
Yes, sir.
the Disneyland Paris show,
Was that the stunt show?
like the very acrobatic show.
I could not tear my eyes away because I was kind of zooming through a little bit just to be like, what's
Yeah.
going on here? What are they doing? And then I just I got so sucked in because usually I'm one of those people, like I said,
It's good.
I like being there for things.
Yeah.
I typically won't watch stuff online because I want to experience it for the first time. There in
forever.
person. Yeah, but I don't know that I'll ever get to go to Disneyland Paris. Maybe.
I don't think it's
Maybe.
still running there.
Yeah,
I
it's
did
older,
see
right?
It. I did see it in person. Yeah, and I knew nothing about
jelly.
it when I saw it. And I wasn't even a particularly big Mulan fan at the time, but it was if I'm remembering correctly, it was in Tomorrowland, which I'm not sure makes much sense. But they just have a performance space near a bunch of lunch tables. It's kind of if I'm remembering this correctly, I could be way off, but I feel like we got a meal, sat down, there was a stage show going on. It was this Mulan stage show that is just super acrobatic and so good. And of course you got all the music from the film, and they're climbing these poles that like simulate the trunk of the tree that they had to climb in the movie, and really good. And what else were they, like spinning plates?
My heart stopped when they were climbing up those poles.
So good.
And then they were jumping to the next pole. And then at the end they do like a dive, and yes. It's so like, it's terrifying. It was amazing.
Highly suggest looking on YouTube and just look up Disneyland Paris Mulan show, and you will find this. It's really good. It doesn't necessarily tell the story. It does, but it's like that's not its purpose. It's more of an acrobat stunt type of show and choreography.
I loved how Mulan was in the show the whole time, and it was so cool seeing her doing the acrobatics and everything, but they had characters. They had Shang, they had the whole, it wasn't the stories specifically, but it went through the Emperor.
Khan.
Right?
Isn't his name Khan?
Khan is the villain, right?
Villain,
and
yes.
then Shang is
Okay, we got it. We figured it out.
Wait,
it's Khan.
Was Khan in the show too?
I don't know. I just came to my mind. So
Khan.
We're just going back there. Khan.
Oh, man.
Yes.
It's not ingrained with this. I feel bad. I feel like a bad Disney fan.
No, it's okay. No. You don't. Come on. You don't have to love every film to be a Disney fan.
Well, I do love this, but not the way that I love.
Yeah, of course.
The earlier.
But this Disneyland Paris show, you should love.
I love that. Yeah.
It's so good. Mushu is in it, and I don't like. It's not typical.
Oh yeah.
It's not typical Mushu mascot character because
he's
the
tumbling
character.
and stuff.
So it's more honestly, it looks like a onesie.
He's in a onesie with like a.
With the giant head hood.
A head.
Not my favorite part of it, but regardless.
It's cool.
Love this theme park representation for Mulan.
People are so talented.
Yes.
So brave. So brave.
It's a lot of stuff that I don't know, I'd seen before, but they did it in a way and with some really catchy music that made me want to keep watching.
Where do they find these acrobats that,
At the gym. But let's see, what else is going on? At Disney California Adventure, they do have the Lunar New Year. I've seen this in person. Not my favorite. It's fine. They bring out the big Chinese dragon and everything. Have you ever seen this?
I only watched the video.
Yeah,
it's
a little.
It was after seeing the Paris show, I was like, nothing's gonna top this. I don't know.
Nothing does top it at that point. But they have the Chinese dragon and some dancing and it's a little cavalcade out.
Yeah.
And,
if I were there in person, I would totally enjoy it. I'm sure I'd love to go and watch, but on a video, I'm like, eh.
Now, something I was not familiar with was Disneyland and Disney MGM Studios had a Mulan parade. I didn't even know that this existed.
Way back though, right?
Way back. Yeah. So this is back in the day when the parks used to do a parade based on their most current film, which I miss and wish would happen again.
I know, me too.
But Chinese design is not my thing. I do not like their color choices. I don't like their aesthetic. It just doesn't do it for me. So to have an entire parade of that, not my thing. Not gonna lie.
When I watched the video, because I don't remember seeing it in person, it just felt very dated. It just felt, compared to our parades now are just, there's so many bells and whistles that it's kind of like watching that. It's like, oh, it's so old now.
I will say they had, for the traditional Chinese dragon, a massive Chinese dragon.
That's cool. That's super cool.
It was huge, way bigger than anyone you've ever seen. So that was kind of cool. But I also remember one of the characters, I don't know if it was Mulan or not, but they had the giant dress with the performer on top. It was very much like the Blue Fairy from the traditional Main Street Electrical Parade that they used to have.
Wasn't that the first float that comes down? Yeah.
So it's I just love that they had that parade based solely on her and that they used to invest in that. And honestly, it's such a brave choice from a theme park company perspective because you really are developing this. You want it out when the movie comes out, which means you're putting all this money into something that could flop.
Yeah.
So that just kind of shows you they were at a time where they had a lot of faith in their properties. I always go back to, it reminds me of when Walt Disney built Sleeping Beauty Castle for Disneyland, which opened in 1955, and the movie didn't even come out till 1959.
So cool.
Talk about faith in a project that's still 4 years out.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So I love that. But in any case.
He's a genius.
Yes.
obviously.
And then Mushu, if you remember, I don't know if you ever did this, the animation building at Disney MGM Studios used to have like a little presentation there, and like Mushu was the host of it, the little animated Mushu. Which, can we just say, I think it's very weird having Eddie Murphy has such a distinct voice. I can't look at Mushu and not think Donkey.
Oh no, I was gonna say the same thing. Because it's like they're the same character.
From Shrek, we're talking about.
Yeah.
It's the same attitude, it feels like. I don't know. I believe, Mulan was first.
Yeah.
But obviously...
But he's kind of more known for Donkey now, right?
Donkey made, 4 movies, I think?
Yeah, it's just more...
And it's more current. So, I mean, I definitely... I'm not a Shrek fan, but... I think Donkey before I think Mushu.
Yeah.
So it's just a little weird watching and having that.
I wish they were just a little more distinct from each other.
Yeah.
In some way.
Yeah.
You know, even like it can be the same voice too, just maybe a little different personality.
It's just because it's such a specific voice, I think. Like it's a very specific voice. So yeah. So
I'm not a huge Mushu fan in general within the movie. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Because he screws everything up for Mulan.
Yes. Yes. But I don't know. He's not as like endearing to me. Maybe it's because he's so sassy, which is like, that's fun. I don't dislike sassy characters, but I love like Flounder and the cute, I like the cute sidekicks.
Yeah.
And I feel like he's just not as cute to me. But
I don't like him.
That's not his purpose. Like his purpose isn't, I guess he's more the Sebastian than the Flounder.
Yeah.
If we're going to make that comparison, but yeah.
But I like Sebastian a lot more.
Yeah, there's something really, there's a lot of heart. I feel like I don't get the heart from Mushu as much.
It's a lot of attitude.
Yeah, more attitude than like heart. And he cares about her, but it doesn't feel as genuine for some reason because everything's supposed to be so funny.
Yeah.
And like Genie too, if you think about Genie, he's such a comedian, but there's so much heart. And I think with Mushu, I just wanted a little more heart to come through with the performance, I guess. I don't know.
I can agree with that. Wholeheartedly. See what I did there?
I'll see what you did there.
Stupid. Let's move
We're
on.
so silly today.
So that is the representation in the theme parks. Now, of course, I want to ask, if you could put something Mulan in the theme parks, what would you want to see?
Got it. I don't know if this has existed before.
Okay.
Like maybe it has, and I just
Mulan makeup tutorial.
Oh my! Yeah, because Mulan, you could tell her priority is definitely a full face of makeup.
She's a pretty girl.
I do love when she wears the makeup though. It's super cute. But
no,
yeah.
better yet, the matchmaker's makeup tutorial.
Oh my god. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, that'd be really fun.
That'd be amazing.
But no, I was gonna say they should have Mulan. And maybe Shang, that's his name, right? Mm-hmm. Maybe Shang too, but more so Mulan. I think they should have her teaching like a battle school, like kind of like the Jedi training.
That would be kind of fun.
That would be really fun to like have all the kids or anyone really and teach them like fighting moves and stances.
I like
and
that.
Pick like a kid to come up on stage and like fight with Mulan. I think that'd be really, and then what's his name? The bad guy. Khan should like. Remember how he appears at the top in shadow at the end of the movie and it's terrifying and he's like this like, he should like appear halfway through the show.
The Darth Vader.
Yeah. They should literally do the same format and then the kid has to fight and then he saves the kingdom.
And then I want
China.
A giant bird
saves
to come.
Disney World.
She means Walt at Disney World.
I can't say it without Walt?
No. Where have you been, girl?
I'm sorry.
Where have you been? Disrespecting
I did
men.
listen to that podcast. Anyways,
but
it should be a hawk.
The giant hawk comes down,
could do it.
swoops down a child. Yes.
No.
Yes.
You just went so dark.
Well, come on, Khan is dark.
Oh my gosh. No, but they could have what's it called? The people that do with the hawks.
The bird trainers.
There's a cool word for it.
Is there?
I think so.
I've never heard of it.
I'll look.
Bird trainer.
Leave it in the comments for me, guys. Help my brain. You know what I'm talking about.
What I want for Mulan in the parks is so simple, but honestly would make me really, really, really happy.
You want the matchmaker in the parks.
That would be awesome. No, honestly, if I want a character, it's Harvey Firestein's character.
Yes.
I want him going around talking that, this would be wonderful. I just love it.
No, it can't just be him. It has to be all three.
Fine.
Be the three amigos.
As long as he's there. No. I really want, really, really 100% truly think this should be a thing. I want an arrangement of the Dapper Dan singing I'll Make a Man Out of You.
That'd be cool.
I think that would be amazing.
That'd be cool. I'm down.
Can you even imagine?
That'd be pretty easy.
I know. Why doesn't this exist?
Just snake that in there.
Mulan's not a big enough hit for this to exist.
The song is. The song is definitely.
I know. I really want this. Can we make this happen? Somebody start a petition.
Start a petition, guys.
Please. I'll make a man out of you for the Dapper Dans, at least at Disneyland. Limited time magic.
Why don't you just get some friends together?
The 4 DCTC hosts.
No, but if it's Dapper Dans, then, maybe it should be dudes.
Okay.
And you can update it a little bit.
Okay.
I'll jump in there with you. But get the outfits, make a music video.
Anybody that knows me knows
Make a Disney inspired.
this ain't gonna happen. But the Dapper Dans on Main Street, I would love it.
Do they do a lot of
animated stuff?
Yeah.
I just remember during limited time magic, they did NSYNC music, which was
They did not.
Yeah, they did. They did a whole boy band medley.
What?
Which is
True to your heart.
It was
My
unbelievable.
other favorite song from this movie, by the way.
Which is 98 Degrees, right?
90 Degrees and Stevie Wonder.
Oh, wow.
You didn't know?
No.
Oh,
Sorry.
I'm ashamed. No. It's Stevie Wonder.
Okay.
Stevie Wonder. You never saw the music video?
No.
Oh, it's so good.
No.
It's a very random pairing, but it's so
It is
good.
but that works.
Verse 2, Stevie
Yeah.
Wonder.
All right.
Yeah, listen again.
I'm going to listen again.
Homework.
But yeah, the Dapper Dans were fabulous. Doing that would be fabulous.
Yes, I agree.
For so many people, going on a Disney vacation requires years of saving. So the last thing you want after scrimping and saving is added stress on top of that. So why not make it easier for yourself and let our Season 4 sponsor, Adventures Out There Travel, do the heavy lifting for you? Perhaps you're planning for your first Disney vacation and you're feeling overwhelmed because there's so much to do and see. Well, don't worry. Adventures Out There Travel has you covered. Their agents specialize in making suggestions based on the type of activities you tell them you want to experience. Whether heading to Walt Disney World, Disneyland, or on a Disney cruise, Adventures Out There Travel can help you out. Go to adventuresouttheretravel.com for your free, no-obligation quote. Now, what do you think? Should Mulan be a Broadway musical, yes or no? Do you think it would work?
Right now?
Sure.
Musical?
Yeah. Oh, would you want it as a play?
Well, because I know that we have the movie coming.
Yeah, the live-action movie I'm looking very forward to. I think that could be really, really great. I don't think it should go on stage at all. If
I were the person making this decision, I probably wouldn't bank on it only because of all the other options right now.
Sure.
But I think it would be cool to have the option to go see a Mulan musical.
Mm-hmm.
I would enjoy watching a Mulan musical, but no, it's not the first one I would choose to do. Yeah.
But the movie, yes. Live action.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
And I don't think that's going to be musical, is it?
It's undetermined. They
I'm
said
guessing
they initially
it's not, because I feel like...
Well, here's what happened. They initially said no, which was kind of interesting because they're going to go dark and gritty with this. The way Mulan
that's what I
belongs.
thought, yeah.
But then I think it was around the time the Beauty and the Beast came out, the live action Beauty and the Beast, that it was such a hit as a musical that they kind of took a back step to that comment.
Very
they're like,
things,
we're still deciding. So I don't know, but come on, Mulan without I'll Make a Man Out of You would kind of...
It would be sad. And it's weird for me to even think that I would enjoy it if there wasn't the music. But the subject matter, it would be great as sort of a closer telling to the original story. I think would be really cool.
I think that when we think musical, we think more lighthearted. So I think if they could keep it dark and make it a musical, it could still work.
Yeah, I agree with that.
For the film. So yeah, hopefully. Now there are some a direct-to-video sequel spinoff of Mulan, Mulan 2, which I have not seen.
I haven't seen any of the sequels. Are there one or two?
There's just the one sequel. So
I
Mulan
keep
2.
meaning to watch it.
I have no interest
I added
in
it to my Netflix queue, and there's never a day when I sit down and I go, you know what I want to watch tonight?
Exactly. And honestly, I've been burnt with some of the sequels. I watched Hunchback of Notre Dame too, which was one of the worst ever.
After Pocahontas too.
Yeah, right. Mulan,
I'm scarred, guys. I'm scarred.
Mulan 2 takes place a month after the film that we know, and Shang proposes, and of course there's a new battle and mission to go on. And
oh boy.
I don't know if you've seen it. Let us know what you think of it.
Isn't there more cross-dressing with the three guys too? Don't they do a lot more? Yeah, I feel like I saw like a preview for it or something, and there's more like, comedy relief with them.
Of course.
Yeah, in drag.
Yeah. I know the real story of Mulan is
it's
a bit different. Yeah.
But when I was reading through it, I feel like it's not as different as Disney goes with, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like our version, the Disney version, I feel like the sort of heart is still there. Like Little Mermaid, they are two different entities. But with this, I'm like, I feel the kind of common thread, I guess, more so.
Now it is based on a Chinese tale. It's called the Ballad of Mulan, and it's a poem.
And we don't know for sure that it's true, right? It's
correct.
Kind of like rumored. It's like myth.
It's rumored that it's based on a real person, but not necessarily. It's also based on a play called The Heroine Mulan Joins the Army in Place of Her Father. I just love this title. Like, this is... like,
but we're saying it in English.
Sure. But still, like, just listen to the heroine Mulan joins the army in place of her father. Like, that is
it's different when it's...
Sure,
in the native.
I can agree with you, but it just made me laugh to read the title.
Yeah.
That was great.
It's pretty great.
In the play, there's Mulan knew how to fight from the beginning. There wasn't this whole training session that we go through in the film, which I thought was interesting because it showed apparently it showed her as a very feminine character, but also a really strong woman, which in the animated film, she kind of discovers and learns along the way.
Yeah.
So I thought that was kind of cool because Mulan, I always think of Mulan as a very strong Disney character, but she's based on something even stronger, it sounds like.
Yeah, I feel like I'm guessing Disney wanted to do the true hero's journey where it's very much the underdog story, but in the original, she was ready to go. Her father trained her whole life, right?
Yep.
And I love the little nod that Disney put into with little brother. Her dog.
Oh, yes. So, yes, in the play, she had a little brother, like a real-life human little brother. And then the name of her dog in the animated film is Little Brother.
So I think that's their little nod to the original.
Yeah, that was interesting. That's cute and funny.
He just wasn't around enough to make an impact. Dog.
They're like, a little human brother won't sell stuffed animals. A dog will.
But did they ever... he wasn't in it enough.
He wasn't very much in it.
Then again, Pua, and
yeah, right. Exactly. Thank you. Now, another thing that happened in the play was she was very honest to her parents about taking the place of her father in the war. This wasn't something where there's that great sequence with a lot of 1980s digital music of her leaving in the middle of the night and basically running away from home. But in the play, she told her parents they knew what was going on. Of course, they were sad to see her leave.
But they let her go.
Yeah.
Same thing in the Disney version, they would not have let her go, so she had to do it that way.
Yeah.
Just the big...
Let her go, let her go. Sorry, it's just terrible.
I know you hate Disney music so much.
I know. Let's see, what else? Of course, no Mushu, no cricket, no horse.
Are there any... so there's nothing to do with her ancestors in the original, right? Or
no.
Yeah, it's just her story.
Now, there are 2 points.
She doesn't need any help. She's got it. She's got it locked.
Yeah, no, ancestors do not need to send a dragon to save her. 2 points from the play that I found very interesting. Now, these are quite different. If you had to guess, what is the period of time that you think the animated film Mulan takes place in?
It really only seems like they go on 1.5 battles.
Yeah.
So it only feels like maybe a month or two.
Yeah. If not weeks. Yeah. It feels very short.
Yeah.
12 years in the play. So she becomes a woman in the play. Yeah. So it's a very, very... That is a drastic difference. Even though they never really say the amount of time it is in the animated film, I definitely don't think it's representing 12 years.
Yeah, for sure.
And then I also love the fact that in the play, the gender reveal doesn't come until after the war.
Because she never has that moment in the play. There's no big scandal, like we have in the Disney movie.
Yeah. So I think that's interesting as well.
Yeah.
But as you said, it's a lot closer than a lot of the Disney films are. So some differences, of course, but...
Same basic story, though, I feel like.
Yeah. Cool. Anything else you want to add to Mulan before we move on? Overall thoughts?
Yeah. I love it. It's great. The one thing that is interesting about Mulan in the Disney princess lineup is she's one of the few that is not born into royalty. She doesn't marry into royalty.
Yeah.
She is, but it's cool because it's sort of
We've talked about the rules, I think, of becoming an official Disney princess, and one of them is that you need to like be a strong. I forget exactly what rule it is that pertains to Mulan.
Wait, so who made up?
Disney made them up.
But like, when was this announced?
Oh, I want to say the early 2000s is when they selected like the 11 official Disney princesses.
And did they put out a thing like, this is how we determine
I don't think there was a press release, but if you Google it, you can find. I've found several.
But it's a heroic act, right?
Yes, that's what it is, a heroic act. So I've seen several different sources quote the same thing. So I'm assuming there must have been some official Disney, but I think you're right. It's the heroic act that Mulan performs that makes her an official Disney princess. So she is one of the official ones, even though she's not wearing a crown.
And princess is almost like, she deserves a way cooler title than princess. Because like princess is great, but I mean, she's a
badass.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, I think that means it's trivia time. Okay, Tracy, I'm going to hit you with a trivia question first.
Oh, me first.
Of course, you love the music of the film, and I was talking earlier about how Alan Menken did not write the music to this. Somebody that Alan Menken works with a lot is Stephen Schwartz. He worked with him as a lyricist for Hunchback of Notre Dame, as well as, was it Pocahontas as well, I think? Yes?
Yes.
So,
feels right.
Stephen Schwartz was supposed to work on Mulan. And I
didn't know that.
Yeah, and he had to step down. He was kind of forced to step down. Do you have any idea why this might have happened?
I've heard this story. Oh my gosh, I've heard this before and I don't... Why he was
forced to step down from working on Mulan.
Didn't he take another gig working for like Universal or something?
Close. Working for...
Sony?
DreamWorks, and what film might it have been?
Anastasia?
No, that's Aaron's and Flaherty.
Oh.
A great animated movie. Honestly, one of my favorite animated movies.
It's a musical.
Yeah. He was the lyricist on...
I don't know.
Prince of Egypt.
Oh, Prince of Egypt.
Yes,
okay.
So good.
Yes.
So that was around the same...
I've heard that before, but it's not in there.
That was around the same time as Mulan, and they were worried about, they felt like he went to work with the competition. So they're like, okay, you're going to step down from Mulan.
Dang. Yeah. I kind of get it, though.
Yeah, you were close. You were close with the answer. Yeah, you were in the park. Let's put
the ballpark.
Yeah. Let's see if I can answer yours. What do you got for me?
Mine is also music related.
Okay.
And I feel like I don't know. I feel like you might know this. It's I don't know. I might have gotten too technical with it, but let's see. So it has to do with the song Reflection, of course. And I talked about Christina Aguilera, how I discovered her through Mulan and this song. So Reflection was actually her debut single. Okay. She was 17 years old, and she approached Disney to do this, right?
Yeah.
And so they were looking for a singer.
Ooh.
Do you know what I'm going to ask you?
Who the other singer was?
No.
Okay.
No, but I don't know.
Oh, there was a note that they needed her to hit.
There it is. Yep.
Yeah.
They needed to find a singer specifically who could hit this note in the song Reflection. What note did she have to hit?
A high C.
No, close. It's a high E above middle C.
A high E above middle C.
Yeah,
I do remember.
An octave above middle C.
I've heard her tell this story before. Yeah. I have definitely heard this. It's interesting, yeah. And she had to work out her voice to get to that note in order to get this gig. Of course, she had a history with Disney with the Mickey Mouse Club. She did.
She had an in, but I thought that was cool that she came to them and was like, I can do it.
And they're like, guys, you can have it if you can hit this note. Yep. So she did it.
And she did it.
That's awesome.
And so she used the proceeds from, the single to launch her debut album later on.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so it was like that was her beginning, kind of.
Fun trivia.
Yeah.
Anyways, folks, that's going to do it for us this week. Of course, you can connect with us on all of our social media over at DisneyCoastToCoast.com. Thanks for watching. Have a magical week, everybody. Bye.
Thanks for watching Disney Coast to Coast. Have a magical day.